What's going on, everyone, and welcome to round 3, the Bahrain Grand Prix. Last time out in China, it was Technica that took his first ever SLR win after Australia messed it up. He'll be hoping to extend his championship lead today over Frandy, who got his first podium of the season by finishing second in the Toro Rosso. So it should be an interesting race to see where the field line up, especially with CYP joining the grid. So without any further ado, let's head over to the qualifying comparison for the Bahrain Grand Prix. So here we are for a qualifying comparison between Frandy Thompson and CYP98 FIFA on his debut in SLR. So coming across the line and going into turn 1, they're fairly even so far, going down, braking when the curb starts, late as you dare. As you can see, the CYP gets closer to the corner, which gets him a better exit, but Frandy did it fairly decently as well. So they are pretty similar at the minute. I'd say CYP just about has the edge. Now going down into turn 3, 100 metre board, down into 4th gear, but CYP goes into 3rd because he runs wide slightly, but they are fairly very similar at the minute. As you can see, they're pretty similar. Slightly different driving styles. As you can see, Frandy's just slightly more aggressive through there to the curbs, but on the exit, CYP seems to be wider than Frandy was. And going into the hairpin, it was CYP ran the curb, whereas Frandy did not. And now going into the final sector, and probably the most crucial sector, breaking down 100 at the 50 metre board into 4th gear, power as you like. See, CYP takes too much curb, and that could cost him pole position in the end. And going into the final couple of corners, they are very similar. CYP were a bit of oversteer there on the exit of the corner, and now the final corner. This could be crucial. 100 metre board, late as you dare, 4th gear, and then just carry the speed through. I see CIP's done that extremely well, but coming across the line, it's Frandy Thompson with 128.837 and a 128.898 for CYP. So this means that Frandy Thompson takes pole position from CYP by 600ths of a second. So very close from them. The next closest car was that G'day's 4 tenths back with 29.2. Then we have Santagistu in his Sauber in 4th, Technica in 5th, Evo in 6th, Mokimik 7th, Alan 8th, Nene will be disappointed with 9th, because obviously he'll be hoping for more after his 3rd place in the last race. Chuppa got 10th, Ninja Hazard in 11th, Ferrabani on his return to league in 12th, and Six Seals, the new driver, in 13th. Also we have Tumas in 14th for the race. So with not a lot more to say, let's head off for the Bahrain Grand Prix. So here we are for round 2 of the SLR Tier 1 Championship, and today we are here for the Bahrain Grand Prix, where we'll be facing the 15 corners of this track that has been on the calendar since 2004. 28 laps of it, 50% race. After qualifying, it was Frandy that took pole position with CYP in just behind, and that G'day's in 3rd. It sets up to be an absolute fantastic race for the spectacle, because CYP could have the pace on Frandy, and that it'd be interesting to see what he can do from 3rd on the grid. Also, last time our race winner, Mocking Weeks, proved that anyone can win, as he starts quite far down the field. I'm not quite sure where, and also Nene down there, also in the pack. So very interesting to see how this race plans out, because anything can happen, and also it'd be interesting to see what Mocking Weeks can do from further down on the grid. So let's go to the race as we go now to 5 red lights for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it's lights out and away we go. And it's Frandy's got a decent start, wheel spinning off the line as you do on other people's POVs, but we've got in the slipstream we've got CYP as he goes down the inside, and he brakes very late, and it looks like that actually Frandy's broke really early, and that G'day's goes down the inside of Frandy, but a bit of lag there as Frandy just jumps ahead again, and CYP follows him. But for CYP going for a very bold move into turn 1, and it's cost him a little bit of time, and here we go with that G'day as he go down the inside into turn number 3, and as you can see there's a bit of lag from I've POV as he's from Canada and everyone else is from Europe. So CYP is lagging up and down. But we've got a replay of the start from. This is Mocking Weeks' POV as he's going now. Tries down the inside of the Mercedes, but gets punted from the inside by it looks like Chopper Thing from the first POV. But we'll get another replay on that and see what actually happened there, because I'm not 100% sure. But as you can see, he gets punted down to last. But as you can see, Chopper Thing hits the curb and then ends up going into the side pod of Mocking Weeks. No front wing damage for Chopper. And this is from Two Masters POV, who starts way down in last. As you can see, it's actually Farabarnet in the Haas that actually tags his rear, which turns him into Chopper Thing. So it's actually Farabarnet that did that, but Two Masters managed to get up to 10th, so a good start from him. But going for the end of lap 1, as you can see, Franny is coming up to some pressure now from CYP. It'll be interesting to see if he can hold off CYP and for how long for, as we go into lap 2. Obviously Franny sets the fastest lap of the race, but he's in the slipstream, and judging on the last lap, he's going to go and try it down the inside, is he? Yes, he does. A bit earlier on the brakes this time, manages to keep it on the track. Frandy still side by side, but cannot reply to CYP there, as now CYP takes the lead of his first race in SLR. As he missed Australia, but see Franny tries it around the outside but doesn't manage to keep it. But going on to later in the lap, as you can see, this is back on lap 1 actually. We've got Tumas doing the switchback on Ninja Hazard, and that's a great move. But Ninja has the inside, and of course Tumas had to brake a bit, and he locks up on the curb there. That allows Farabarnet through, and Chopper Thing also comes through, and you can see now he's under pressure from the Renault. I think that's Alan back there, yeah. As you see, Alan has just sneaked through as well, as Chopper actually runs wide, which now allows Alan through again. So that's 2 positions now for Alan, and see, it's all clustering up as Mocking Weeks is closing up to the back of Chopper Thing and Tumas, and even Farabarnet. Will Mocking Weeks be brave enough to make the move down the inside of Chopper? He goes, and yep, he's made the move as Tumas gets back ahead of the Renault, as that was definitely not the racing line to take. I'm surprised he didn't get any extending the track thing. But going on to the next corner, as you can see, Tumas has actually made his move on Ninja Hazard. He's trying to make it happen. Now going into the second sector, this is a very realistic opportunity to overtake, and it goes down inside and runs very, very wide, which allows all these cars to go flying back past him, including Mocking Weeks now. So he's lost like 3 positions in one little space of a corner, actually 2. As Mocking Weeks is a bit locking up there. As Tumas runs wide again, or dirty tyres, and Chopper Thing goes down the inside of somewhere you don't really want to be overtaking. But back to lead, and Franny's applying the pressure, but he's gone a bit wide onto the curb, and now he's out of the race. Unbelievable. Franny's gone from the race. He'll be so disappointed in himself, making these little mistakes like he did in the previous season, in making these little mistakes which cost him. And it could all add up at the end of the season, but we're back on board with Tumas on the soft tyres. He's going down the inside of Chopper Thing, and that is P12 for Tumas and P13 for Chopper Thing, who is now in dead last. That's obviously Frandy's out of this race. But on to lap 4 now. We're on board with Mocking Weeks. A little double locks up, which is quite strange. It's not a strange thing to do through there. It's quite hard to get brake, and that allows Tumas to go down the inside, and Mocking Weeks now drops down to P11, and Tumas now in P10, and he's starting to make his way through the field. As you see, there's 3 cars up ahead, 9th, 8th and 7th for Farabarnet is in 7th, but they're going side by side. This is very dangerous. Alan and Ninja Hazard, there's a bit of contact through the 2 drivers, and Alan, that's getting very aggressive, squeezing Ninja Hazard out of the road, and that allows Tumas to go down the inside of Ninja Hazard, and Ninja holds it around the outside of Tumas, but then Tumas has to give up on that position for now, and Mocking Weeks is getting a bit feisty behind, as he's looking to try and make a move on Tumas, but he hasn't so far, as Tumas loses the back end. And that could allow Mocking Weeks a chance. No, not quite, as Mocking Weeks didn't get a good enough exit, and Mocking Weeks keeps locking up into that corner, and there we go. He's lost the back end He spanned the wheels up just a little bit too much. I know he's got a red front wing. Luckily, he's right next to the pit lane, so he could make that early stop on to the medium tyre and possibly go to the end of the race. It'd be touch and go. 24 laps on the mediums. It's 50-50 if he'll make that, but something tells me he won't. We're on board with Tumas again. It was on the back of Ninja Hazard. As you can see, he's fishtailing all over the place as Ninja Hazard is. Now Tumas goes down the inside into turn 3. It's looking like a popular overtaking move, late on the brakes, and Tumas makes the move on Ninja Hazard. Very good from Tumas there. And we've got Alan ahead of us as we switch now to into lap 6, and Tumas makes exactly the same mistake as Frandy. It's a really weird mistake to make because I've not really seen many people make that. And then this Frandy, who's made that mistake, he took himself out. Luckily for Tumas, he hit it head on into the wall, so he's only lost our front wing. But he will have to come in and pit now, because his front wing is now damaged and he'll lose so much time doing that. And as you can see, Chopper Thing actually comes in this lap as well to go on to a different tyre, and that is very conservative coming to the pit lane. Obviously, he's really concerned about getting a penalty. And he comes into his pit box, and he'll be fitting, let's have a look, I'm presuming the soft tyres, as we'll have to wait to see what tyres he goes on, as we see Tumas coming to the pits with half the front wing. As you can see, he does change his front wing. He's going to go into super soft tyres, so that suggests he's probably going to go super soft, and then probably the softs, as Triple Thing goes on to the mediums, and that should take him to the end of the race. As you see, Tumas is still in the pit lane with his front wing, and away we go. A bit of sluggish exit there of the pit lane for Tumas, but he'll have to just keep fighting his way. Obviously, he's been in trouble, and he's considered to be one of the championship favourites, and he's really struggling at the minute. Obviously, in Australia, he got P4, not quite on the podium, and here he's dead last pretty much. Yeah, as Monkey Mix actually got past him, but going on to lap 9, we've got that kid Ives coming into the pits with CYP. As you can see, CYP going into his pit stall. I don't quite know what happened there, but we've got Nene 327 coming into pit lane now. We haven't seen much of Nene this race. In fact, we haven't seen anything of Nene this race. As we are on lap 9, obviously Nene came in 4th place. And he will be doing the 1-stop, as you see. That kid Ives will be doing a 2-stop. He'll be doing a double soft stint for this end of this race. As you see, he comes out, and he comes out in P4. And Nene's further back, and he will be going on to the medium tyres, you can see now. And he gets out, decent pit stop from the Toro Rosso pits, and we'll be coming out now, and it'll be a bit of a race here between Evo and Nene. It's very close, but Evo manages to get the position on Nene there, and that could be crucial for the Nene's race in the future, and Evo's race as well, of course, as he's on the softer tyre. And that isn't me who edited that, see you later. That was Tumas overtaking Mocky Mix, and also setting the fastest lap of the race as well. So yeah, before I get any hate comments for that, that wasn't me. But yeah, that's P12 now for Tumas, as he's got himself out of last place, but he's setting fastest lap after fastest lap, as you can see now on to lap 10. But going on board with that kid Ives into the hairpin, downhill hairpin, and he's spun the wheels up, and that is quite odd to see, especially from someone like that kid Ives, to spin the wheels up out of a corner. That is like you're just getting used to traction control or something like that. That's a sort of mistake you'd make. So it's about a bit of an odd one. But going on to lap 12, we're on board with Chopper Thing, and he's got 6 Eels, our new driver in SLR, right behind him. And 6 Eels are now going to go around the outside as Chopper Thing defends on the inside. I'm surprised he didn't try the inside 6 Eels, so there was a little bit of room. But going around the outside, will Chopper manage to keep the position? He hits the curb, and I think that will be that in terms of the position, as 6 Eels makes his way into the points. Going on to lap 15 now, we've got on board with that kid Ives, and he's in battle with Evo now, as Evo's actually managed to jump Ives, but as you can see, he's going really defensive Evo, really early, as you can see. He's trying to break the toe, but hasn't quite. But for Evo's POV, you know, as he goes down the inside from a long way back at the curve, actually, and he manages to keep the position as Evo, and I've just cut the corner there by some bit. But he managed to keep the position as Evo. Nice defending, but it seemed like he broke really early because Ives is now really on the back of him. Obviously on fresher, like soft tyres. It's going to be hard for Evo to hold Ives off for too long. Going into the middle sector now, we're still on board with Ives. As he's trying to, but he's basically pushing Evo around these corners. As Evo gets a better exit there though. But going on to the end of the lap, we're on board with Ives, and obviously he's going. He was late on the brakes on the last one. Will he do it again? Actually, no. Evo pits this time round, and he'll be going on to the soft tyre because it's 11 laps left. That's about right for the softs, as we don't have Evo's PV unfortunately. But on board with Triple Thing, we've got Ninja Hazard behind. You can see the arrow. Unfortunately, we don't have Ninja Hazard's PV, and he actually gets tangled up with Ninja Hazard as he tried it down the inside, did Ninja, and it was a bit optimistic, but you can only say that's a racing incident, and it's just unlucky because from cockpit cam it's difficult to see that in the mirrors, so it's just unlucky between the Mercedes and the Sauber drivers respectively. As we're coming into the pits with Tumas, we're going to go on to the soft tyres on lap 18, 11 laps to go. It's about right, and he'll be going to the end of the race and hoping he can pick up a couple of points. And here you go, as you can see, he's going round the outside of 6 Seals, as you can see. But 6 Seals are now on the fresher tyres, but I feel like Tumas will have the pace on 6 Seals. As now he's going to go around the outside of 6 Seals on the exit of turn 2. And going now down to turn 3, this is going to be a drag race. Will he hold it around the outside? Late on the brakes, 6 Seals manages to keep it. But here comes a switchback from Tumas. Will he try it? No, he does not. So that is still P13 for Tumas, unfortunately for him. But will he try into this next corner? Late on the brakes, you see 6 Seals locks up slightly. But Tumas is being patient, realising that he'll have plenty of opportunities to get past. But now into the hairpin, which is very difficult because it's downhill and braking and turning all at the same time. As Tumas is now on the back of 6 Seals in the McLaren, will the Red Bull manage to get ahead of him? 6 Seals goes defensive and then goes back to the racing line, and he manages to keep the position. But coming out of the corner, 6 Seals has actually had a poor exit as Tumas tries to go around the outside. That's never going to work. So he sits in the slipstream and now tries it around the outside to get a better exit as he runs outside to the apex, and now gets the better exit on 6 Seals and now goes into the slipstream. Going into the last corner, will he back out? Yes, he does, because he wants the DRS on 6 Seals. Obviously 6 Seals will have it on Triple Thing, who looks like he's going to be coming into the pit lane. He is, but now Tumas with DRS decides not to go to the inside, but goes around the outside. He's more confident at doing that, it seems. Late on the brakes, going down into second gear, trying to get the better exit than 6 Seals. Still going side by side, the two drivers, and 6 Seals manages to defend well and keep the position. But going on to lap 19, we've got CYP, our leader of this race so far. Technica is only just behind him though, coming into the pits. And just see he speeds it up going into the pit lane. And also Technica is just there, just behind him as well. So it'll be interesting to see if Technica can catch him. On the super softs, Technica is, whereas CYP's gone on the softs. And technically, the super softs could actually make that quite easily. So it'll be interesting to see if Technica can use it to his advantage. I'm tired. Ugh. Going on to still on lap 20, we've got this battle between 6 Seals and Tumas still. So Tumas now goes around the outside into the left-hander, going into the last sector, and manages to hold it around the outside. What a move that is from Tumas. And as you can see now, that kid Ives will be coming into the pits, and that was very close from Ives. He'll be going on to a set of super softs as well. He's deciding to go into the pits, go on to a set of super softs, and that'll take him to the end. As you can see, this car's coming down the straight. Nene on the mediums will overtake him, as you can see on the track map, and so will the next car. I can't quite see what it is. That is Santiago, should I say. Could just tell there. And now also Evo has managed to get ahead of Ives as well on a medium tyre. And it'd be interesting to see if Ives can catch up to, let's say, the likes of Nene in the Toro Rosso. But going on to still on lap 19 actually, we're going to get Chuppa Thing in the pits. This is Chuppa Thing's pit stop, by the way, that we saw quite a while back with two masters, just him coming into the pit lane. As you can see now, he's going to be going on to the swoops off tyres as well. And now he's coming out of the pits. And as you can see, we're on the battle for the lead now. Stop yawning. We're on the battle for the lead as we got Technica going to the inside of CYP for the lead of the race. Technica, after a shock in Australia, goes down the inside and takes the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. CYP can't really fight with his soft tyres, unfortunately for him. He'll be just trying to keep pressure on Technica and hoping for a mistake from the Mercedes driver, like he did in Australia at turn 1, where Technica got pole and then binned it in turn 1, and that was basically his race done. But going into lap 21, we have that kid Ives going down the inside of Evo, a rarely late move like we've seen previously, but now we're still going side by side. Ives has got the better exit on Evo here, and Evo should be a sitting duck. Down the inside on the fresher tyres goes that kid Ives, and he manages to still be side by side. Evo is still there. Ives give him the respect, and then they all funnel out into the next section as that kid Ives gets the position, and that is 5th place for him in the Renault. Now going on to lap 21 with Nene and Santu Gistu. Now lap 22. The Sauber of Santu Gistu going down the inside now of Nene. Around the outside, I should have said, of Nene. Nene tries holding down the inside, late on the brakes on the medium tyres. Almost runs into Santu Gistu. It was that late. There's a little bit of a lock-up as well. But it all funnels out nicely, and Santu has got the position. And now Nene just tries to have a look, locks both his wheels up, and that... it's him losing a bit of time to Santu, and yeah, so I think Santu will have got that position well and truly done. Going on to lap 22, we see Chuppa Thing going deep into the hairpin, what's the word I'm looking for? Locking both of his tyres up. There we go, and going straight on. And he's had to do he's had to flick his car around, and on his way he goes. On to lap 24, we have that kid Ives on Nene now, as you can see. It didn't take as long as we thought it would, that kid Ives to get Nene up to back of Nene, and that is very close. Nene shuts the door into the hairpin, and this could be a very close battle, because Nene is not shy from defending positions. He will push you quite far. But going into the final sector now, as you can see, Ives is trying to get the better exit on him, but he's parking the bus well and truly. Well, Ives tried down the inside, he tries to, but Nene looks for the better exit, doesn't run the curb, and that's a very nice exit from Nene. Ives clips the curb and spins the wheels up. But Evo is also joining the party now, as Nene's holding them up well and truly. Ives actually hits the back of Nene. That could have been costly. He could have lost some of his front wing there, but he gets away with it. And Nene is not going to let this one go easily, as it goes really, really aggressively to the inside. Ives looks to see if he can get there, but doesn't, and has to go around the outside. But on board with Nene now, as you can see, Ives going round the outside of Nene and gets the position. Brilliant move like Ives on the fresher tyre, but you can see Nene actually gets the better exit here on the medium tyres, and then goes down the inside. They are side by side going into the corner. Nene looks up and takes Ives with him, and Evo goes down the inside of both of them, and that is an unbelievable move by Nene and Evo in a way. Evo being like the wily old fox, I suppose, like seeing everything what's going in front of him, and makes the move accordingly down the inside. Instead of locking up all of his wheels, he just hits it down the inside, because it's quite easy to follow the other cars and to go run wide there. But Ives will be quite peed at that one, as we've got now Ives going down the inside of Evo. Another late move. He loves locking his brakes up into turn 1 and trying to make a move, and it doesn't quite make it stick, as we've got Evo now still ahead on the medium tyres. Ives tries going down the inside of Evo into the next corner, and he hits his rear tyre of Evo, which makes Evo run wide a little bit, but Ives didn't quite get the exit that he would have liked, and then realises that he got to back out of that one. But actually he's got a better exit going to the next corner, and it was side by side temporarily, but Evo manages just about to keep that position. It's great pressure from Ives to put onto Evo there, and he's just about kept it. But going on to lap 25, we've got Mocky Meeks, and this is Tumas in 11th. This is for the last points finish. Tumas on them fresh softs, going to be pressuring Mocky Meeks down the outside now, as Mocky Meeks tries to keep it down the inside, but I just don't see it. As you can see, the arrow is still ready, it's still there, but Tumas manages to keep the position into P10. So this is really the first part of the race where Tumas has really been in the points solidly anyway, because it looks like he's going to be getting that 10th place. As you can see, Mocky Mix has really fell back from Tumas, who's actually got past Farabarn, I think, as well. But as you can see, Sig Seals is now going around the outside on the last lap of the race. And I mean, it's not for any points, but Sig Seals will be happy with that move, and now he's down up into 11th place on his SLR debut. And Mocky Meeks, last week's race winner, has really sunk, and he's now in P12. But going on to the last lap of the race with our leaders CYP and Technica, and Technica's gone round. He's bottled it. He has well and truly bottled it on the last lap. Only half a lap to go, very few corners left, and he's gone round. He will not be happy with that. And CYP, his Christmas has come early, because he'll be coming around the last corner, and he's going to come round, and with a little bit of a helping hand from Technica, going to win the Bahrain Grand Prix. Well done to him, as you can see he's really happy there. And we've got that kid Ives coming home in P5. He won't be happy that he couldn't get Evo, but it is what it is, and that is P5 for Ives. And in P6 will be Nene through to 7, who's now coming across the line, and he'll be fairly happy with that result. And also Tumas is going to come home in P9. Yeah, Tumas in P9, head of Farabarnet, Sig Seals, and Mocking Weeks. And also we've got Chupper Thing, I forgot about Chupper. Chupper, who's had a pretty torrid race, is going to just come home in P13 and last. Unlucky Chupper. So after the Bahrain Grand Prix, these are the results. CYP took the win, his maiden win on his debut in the league. We've got Technica in second, 7 seconds off the pace in the end after bottling it on the last lap of the race. Unbelievable. Santagisto with his first SLR podium in third. We have Oevo SRFC fourth. He'll be happy with that result. That kid Ives in fifth, Nene in sixth, Alan seventh, Ninja Hazard in eighth. Tumas in 9th, won't be very happy with that, as he wants to claw back some championship points, but that wasn't great from him. Sig Seals, actually on his debut, got points in the end. He got the last point finish, which didn't turn out to be last point finish, as Farabarnet had a 10-second penalty removed. Mocky Meeks finished 11th, and Chupper in 13th. So that is the Bahrain Grand Prix. So after an amazing Bahrain Grand Prix, here are the championship standings. Technica retains his lead with now 45 points to his name, with Nene a surprise second actually, after a pretty poor result today in 6th place, but he lines up in second with 35. We have Mocky Mix in third, Tumas in 4th, that kid Ives 5th, Frandy 6th, CYP 7th, Alan in 8th, Santagisto in 9th in his Sauber, and round out top 10 is the surprise of actually Ninja Hazard, who's kept it fairly consistent, has already nearly matched his total from last year, and he will sit in P10. So if you're looking at it actually, Frandy's quite far down, CYP's had his first race, so it'd be interesting to see how that all closes up later on in this season. So let's have a look at the constructor standings. We have Toro leading with 63, Mercedes just behind with 59, similar with Red Bull 54. Renault have 52 as well, so it's very close, 11 points top 4, pulls the top 4 at the minute. We have Williams in 5th, Sauber 6th, McLaren 7th, Haas in 8th, Force India in 9th, and Ferrari 10th. So for the next race, it will be at Russia, if I'm not mistaken, and that will come next week. So if you've enjoyed the episode, stick a like on it and subscribe to SLR channel, and also I'll have links in the description to everyone else's channel who provided a video for the highlights. So yeah guys, it's been an absolute pleasure commentating on this episode, and until next time, I'm NA47 and we are out.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you?